Should Halo Infinite be delayed further? Today, we discuss more Halo Infinite in this video. Welcome back, my friends, to the channel. Today, we got some brand new news, some brand new information regarding Halo Infinite that kind of threw a little bit of people off, and it's regarding the progression system in Halo Infinite. And some people are not really liking it. And obviously, some people, I guess, don't really care. I mean, there's a mixed bag, but I think a lot of people are kind of confused a little bit. And that is the fact that apparently Halo Infinite's Battle Pass progression is going to be challenge-based, not XP-based. Now, the question is, will there be an actual player ranking system that's XP-based or not? Apparently, maybe not at launch. The language is a little bit confusing. We're going to talk about that, but I want to talk about it all within the scope of other things that we've talked about in the past that are not going to be there at launch as well. And when you kind of take them all into consideration, then it kind of begs the question, should they delay Halo Infinite further? Are they releasing it maybe still a little bit too early? Maybe, potentially, I don't know. That's what we're going to be discussing in this video. If you are new to the channel, though, stick around for more gaming content. We talk about the games and we play the games here on the channel. You can also check out the Nintendo channel down in the description below, as well as music that I actually produce and put out there into the world. I don't know what I was saying there. Into the world. Anyways, so let's talk about the XP thing right off the top. So after all the Halo Infinite reveals over on Gamescom the other day, we had, of course, the release date. We had the brand new Xbox Series X console, the Halo Infinite console. We had the Xbox Series, or Xbox, what is it? The Xbox Elite Controller Series 2 controller that looks really, really nice that got announced. And we got, of course, a release date, like I said, for Halo Infinite. All of that was great. Afterwards, the community manager, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but his name's John. His @ on Twitter is UNYSHEK. I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce it. But he replied to someone saying, "Hey Nick, playing and winning matches will be challenges which will help players progress through the Battle Pass. Even though this means no per match XP at launch, you're still always progressing through challenges, and therefore the Battle Pass will update the blog to clarify." I don't know exactly, at least at the time of recording this, specifically, does that mean only for the Battle Pass? Which is still kind of weird, but if it's only for the Battle Pass and you still have a player rank, you still have a level for your player, then it's at least a little bit better. But if you don't actually have a player rank alongside the Battle Pass, then that's really weird. Again, I said, earlier in this video at the beginning, the language of this is kind of strange. It's kind of odd. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, at least to me. Maybe it does to you, but I don't want to speculate either. I don't want to sit here and say, well, that means there's no player rank or player XP. We don't know. He seems to be talking specifically about the Battle Pass, and he says at launch, no per match XP at launch. But that's the thing, right? The sentence starts off, there's 3 sentences in this tweet. The first sentence is explaining that playing and winning matches will be challenges, which will help players progress through what? The Battle Pass. But that's kind of like a two-sided, sentence, if you will, right? Because he says it will help players progress through the Battle Pass, meaning it seems to indicate that challenges and playing and winning matches with the challenges system is going to be something that is just replacing XP as a whole, not just the Battle Pass, but in addition to helping progress through the Battle Pass. Does that make sense? Hopefully that didn't confuse things. He says, even though this means no per match XP at launch, that one sentence seems to indicate that maybe post-launch we're going to get an actual XP system, which then begs the question, why not at launch? Is it because it's not ready? Is it because they're trying to test a different system and see if that somehow, players like that system better than the XP system for whatever reason, which would be kind of strange because players are really used to XP systems in pretty much every single game now. And I mean, for me personally, I like the idea of, grinding a game or 2 games, 3 games. I'm getting XP every single game. And the more games I play, the better I play, plus doing challenges that earns me additional XP to rank up faster. I like that system personally, but I don't know. You take that system away and you just make it about challenges. It's kind of like, what's the point? you're kind of dumbing down the system. Again, I don't know if this is what they're indicating specifically, but it seems to be pointing in that direction. Again, he says you'll still always progress through challenges and therefore the battle pass. So I don't know. Again, he says they're gonna update the blog post to clarify at some point, but right now it just feels a little bit concerning. And then when you take that into consideration with the fact of the two things we talked about previously, that we're not getting Forge at launch. That's going to be coming, I think it was 6 months after launch in Season 2. And we're not even getting co-op campaign at launch. That's going to be coming in Season 1 or whatever. Or no, I think I'm mixing that up. Season 1 is at launch. Season 2 is 3 months past launch, which is going to be the co-op campaign update. And then 6 months past launch, Season 3, we're getting Forge. So there's two things right at launch we're not even getting. Of course, the game was already delayed initially a whole year. They're pushing it off to December. I thought it was going to be a November game. It's a December game, so they're still keeping their promise of it coming out this year in 2021. But it seems like they're trying to buy themselves as much time as possible. So again, you kind of factor all these things together, and the question is this game actually ready? Is this game ready to be released to the public? And then on top of that, regarding campaign, why wasn't there more campaign shown at Gamescom? They said they wanted to make sure that it's as polished as it can be. I get that, but at the same time, if you're releasing it in December, I mean, we're sitting at the end of August. We have September, October, November. We have 3 full months to get there, which a lot can happen in 3 months. I understand that too. But if you feel like you're not ready to show more campaign 3 months before launch, that's a question of, is the game really ready? Obviously, they wanted to release this game with the Xbox Series X. Now they've announced the Xbox Series X, Halo Edition console coming out as well, and the controller. You've announced all this stuff too. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure to get this thing out as soon as possible, but the question still remains, is it ready? Because if it is not ready, I mean, there's probably people are going to be disappointed. Sure, I'd be bummed out, but at the same time, I would much rather they take additional time, if that's what it takes, if that's what it means for this game to be as ready as possible and to be as polished as possible. If you need to take another 6 months, even another year, so be it, right? Halo is not a game that comes out every single year. We haven't had a Halo in a while. I mean, Halo 5 came out, I don't even know which year anymore, but it's probably 4, 5, maybe more years ago. We don't get Halos that often, right? So if you're going to release a brand new Halo, just make sure it's ready. It's really, really ready to go. We've seen what happened with, for example, Cyberpunk, right? Cyberpunk's a great example. They delayed it multiple times. They felt the pressure, man, we can't keep delaying this. I get those pressures, and I get those, those kind of, I guess, what you would call corporate decisions and pressures behind it all. But at the same time, it's not worth it, man. I always quote that Mr. Miyamoto quote, right? Miyamoto said it best. I always forget the exact phrasing, but paraphrasing, basically, a rushed game is bad forever or something like that. But a game that you take your time on is going to be good. And it's going to last. I mean, again, when you're creating creative things, whether you're creating a game or maybe you're creating music or art or whatever else, you don't want to rush it. Imagine if you go get a tattoo and a tattoo artist rushes your tattoo. I mean, that's permanent on your skin. I would not want a tattoo artist to rush my tattoo. That's for sure. So, it's what kind of mark do you want to leave? You know what I mean? Because again, going back to the Cyberpunk thing, it doesn't matter if they fix Cyberpunk post-launch now, because what people remember is their first experience at launch. And unfortunately, that's the reputation and that's the memory people are going to have. So if your game is not fully ready, sure, I get it's going to be a live service. I get these things. But if it's not ready, you're going to give people a bad first impression and a bad memory to kind of remember the game by. And that's you don't want to put a sour taste in people's mouth right out of the gate. You know what I mean? You want people to have a great experience out of the gate. And again, nothing is perfect. I get that too. There's a balance between everything. I understand that. But again, if the game's not fully ready, if Forge isn't ready, if the co-op for campaign isn't ready, if the ranking system for multiplayer seemingly maybe is not ready, unless they just really want to try something different and new, which again is a possibility. But all these things combined, if the game's already, just push it off another year, push 6 months even, right? They're saying Forge is going to come out 6 months after launch. delay the game another 6 months, launch it in summer of 2022, whatever. At least the game is going to be, releasing as a full package at that point. And then, you update the game with live service kind of features and whatnot. So I don't know. Those are just kind of my thoughts. It's a little bit of a lengthy rant. I know. I'm still really excited about the game. I mean, I've always been a massive Halo fan all my life, and I just really want this game to be solid. I really don't want it to, be lacking anything at launch. And again, I'm not expecting a perfect game. Nothing is perfect, of course, in life. Nothing at all. But I want this game to be as good as possible. And I'm sure, 343 wants the same thing. I'm sure a lot of other players want the same thing. And just hopefully it's all good. But let me know what you guys think about this ranking system down in the comments below. I mean, are you intrigued by it? Is it kind of off-putting? Let me know your thoughts. And again, if you are new to the channel, stick around. We will be covering more Halo Infinite. Of course, I was in the technical preview or whatever it's called previously. They're probably going to have at least one more technical preview at some point, which hopefully, I would assume that everybody was in the first one is going to be in the second one as well, and they're going to expand it beyond that. So if you weren't in the first one, you still have a chance to be in the second one. Just make sure you're signed up on HaloWaypoint.com, and you have everything there taken care of and all that good stuff. So let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys soon in another video, and until then, my friends, game on, and thanks for watching.